Hello, my name is Deborah Wood. I'll be your instructor for infant and toddler development. I wanted to take you on a quick tour of our course together. When you select our course from your Canvas dashboard, you'll first come into this home page. And on this page, you'll see that you have course menu items on your left, and on your right, you have a stream of to-do tasks. The only one you have to do this week has to do with reading the announcement and completing the discussion along with your readings and videos. But you'll also notice that there's some information about our course here, and then this course does use all free resources, some of which are from the California Department of Education, and so there is a link to those resources first. And then if you're the type of student who likes to look ahead or look back on readings, I've also provided a resource listing of all of the readings by week and including all of the videos. So what I'd like for you to get into the habit of doing is first going to the announcement each week. I will post an announcement every week. There may be some review information there or some new information. Please always go over those and then go into the weekly module. And there's buttons here. And you'll notice that the modules will all release on the Sunday prior to the week starting. So you can kind of get a little preview of what's coming. But what I'd like you to do is to get into the habit of stepping through the module each week. So there will first be an overview of our learning objectives and what the assignments will be. And then there is generally a short lecture. And the readings for the week. This week we do have just 2 short readings. And what you can do is either click on the file or you can use this preview button to read it within Canvas. This will open the PDF file. And then for the readings where it's a chapter from a larger text, I give you a link to the full text. And in this case, this is a portion of the Infant and Toddler Learning and Development Foundations, which is one of the main texts that we will use in this course. So this link will open the full document and you can read just the assigned pages, but I've also given you a link to just the pages that we're going to read for that week. So whichever way it's easiest for you as a student to access the information, you can do it that way, just understanding that this is the same information in 2 different formats. And then each week there will be a number of videos that you will watch, and information from the videos will be included on the quizzes. So I've provided to you an active viewing guide, and the first one is in rich text format, so you can just save it on your computer and edit it as you watch the videos if you like. If you prefer to print it and keep a hard copy, you can either print the rich text format or the PDF format. But this is, again, the same document, just in 2 different formats. And you'll want to fill out that viewing guide as you watch and keep it for your quizzes. There will be a quiz every 2 weeks. And it will cover just the information. The quizzes will cover just 2 weeks worth of information. So your first quiz is in week 2 and it covers the information from weeks 1 and 2. And then you will have a discussion every week. This first week it's an introduction discussion, and you will reflect back on one of the first readings for this week. We do use the post first option in this class, which means that you will need to post your discussion before you see the results of your classmates. Because we are a very large class, I have split you into smaller groups of about 16 students That will allow you to get to know each other a little bit better as opposed to being in a group of 50 students. And to participate, please compose your post in your word processor just in case Canvas knocks you out in the middle of posting. And then you can just use the reply button and then cut and paste what you've composed into the discussion post. And then once you've posted again, you will be able to see the posts of your classmates. In this class, we will do a case study of an infant or toddler. The child that you choose needs to be between 3 months old and 2.5 years old at this time. And what you will do is you will first interview the parent about their experience of becoming a parent, and then you will need to observe that child on 2 different occasions, either in their home setting, in their child care setting, maybe at a park. We ask that you don't do the observation in a restaurant or like a family party or anything. We want you to be able to observe the child in what their natural and familiar settings will be. And you will also take a picture of yourself with the child showing just the back of the child's head, and that will verify your observation hours. So this first week, I'd like you to look at the requirements for the first interview assignment and be sure that you have a child and family in mind that you will be using. You cannot use your own child as the subject of this, but you could use a niece or a nephew, a friend's child, a co-worker, or if you're working in an early childhood setting, you can use a child from work. You just need to get permission from both your director and the child's parents to conduct the observation. And then each week I will provide to you just a quick checklist of the assignments for the week so that you can verify that you've done everything you need to do. I want to point out just a couple of other items from the menu. This first one is the discussions. There's a student lounge discussion, and this is kind of our Starbucks for the course. This is where we can get together informally, ask questions. If you're having a question about the course, a lot of times another student will have the same question, so please post it here. If your question is of a personal nature, please do email me. The syllabus and the course calendar were emailed to you, but they are always available here under the syllabus menu item. And then I wanted to point out the grades menu item. And this will have all of the different assignments. When your assignments are graded, your score will show here. And then there'll be a little text box icon over to the right-hand side, which will have my comments. I will write you comments on all of your assignments. So if you're not sure as to why you got a certain score on an assignment, please check here. If you have any questions about how your assignments are graded, please do contact me. I'm available either by email or we can do a video conference. I want you to feel that your work is as accurately graded as possible, that you're given credit for all of your efforts. So if you think that I did not give you proper credit on an assignment, please do contact me. And again, we're just going back to the home page. My email address is right here. I'm really looking forward to working with you, and thank you for taking the time to watch this video.